So it's officially 2025, guys. I know, it's crazy. Cheers to that. And you saw the title for today's video. We have to go over 5 stocks and ETFs I'm buying right now in 2025 as we're kicking off yet again another new year. So guys, before we do that, hit the like button. Do not forget to subscribe and get your free stocks from Moomoo. Open up your account and fund it with at least $100. You get 5 free stocks. Fund it with at least $1,000. You get 10 more free stocks. And overall, your uninvested cash for now will earn up to 8.1% APY, which, cheers again to that, guys. That's a no-brainer. So use that link down below or go to stocksurfest.com/Moomoo. And now let's get into it. So 2025, again, it's officially 2025, and I want to break down with you guys 5 stocks/ETFs that I'm buying this this year. And by the way, I'm still getting over this little cold I got, pretty much over it, but my voice is still a little crackly. So guys, bear with me, man. Bear with me. So where was I? 5 stocks, ETFs that I'm buying for this week, or not this week, this year. My brain's not even friggin' working right now, guys. But these are not the only stocks and ETFs I'm buying this year, obviously. But these are the main ones I'm focusing on right now at the start of the year. So number 1, VTI, which is the Vanguard Total Stock Market Index ETF. And this tracks only the U.S. stock market, not international. You're not going to have Chinese stocks in here or European stocks or stocks elsewhere, right? These are only United States stocks, small caps, mid cap, large cap, the whole 9 yards. I think there's like 4,000 or 5,000 stocks in this ETF. And guys, you know me, I'm a big stock market, individual stock guy. I love picking stocks, but I'm also a big believer of having an ETF be a part of your portfolio. Be the core of your portfolio, if you will. You know, VTI is kind of the anchor of my portfolio. I keep it and I buy it essentially every week, and I dollar cost average into it. And this way, there's always something I'm buying. You know, if there's a week or 2 weeks or a couple of weeks where I'm not seeing any deals in individual stocks, but I still want to get money out there working, I still want to invest, I just simply buy VTI, right? I just add more to my VTI that week. And honestly, I do that most weeks anyway. I buy it even if I'm buying other individual stocks. I'm always buying VTI. But if there's a week or a couple of weeks or a stretch where there's really no deals in individual stocks that I own, that I like, I buy even more VTI. I keep buying more. I keep buying more. And this is really a big part of my portfolio. It's a staple in my portfolio, and I keep it around, I think 25-30%, right in that ballpark. And that's where it's been for a couple of years now. You know, I've played around with it over the years, but yeah, right now it's at about 25-30%, and I'll continue to buy VTI. And to be honest, man, this is all you need in the stock market. You know, you don't have to go out there and have a little VTI, have some individual stocks, trade some options, swing trade and day trade here a little bit. You don't really have to do all of that. You can just simply buy VTI, have that be 100% of your portfolio, and you're going to be all right. I'm not giving you financial advice, though. Please do your own research, but it's that kind of ETF. But for me personally, because I trade, I do options as well, you know, I'm buying individual stocks, I don't want this to be my entire portfolio. It's about 25-30% of my portfolio. That's what I'm comfortable with. That's where it's at right now. So that is the Vanguard Total Stock Market ETF. Again, this is a U.S. ETF, small, mid, large. Every stock in the U.S. stock market is in VTI. And another thing worth mentioning, if you own the S&P 500, should you buy VTI too? I mean, that doesn't make too much sense, in my opinion, unless you want the added, small to mid cap exposure that VTI gives you, because the S&P is already in VTI. So there's a little bit of overlap there. So with ETFs, what I like to avoid is having too much overlap, right? Which we'll talk about that maybe in another video. So that's number one, VTI. Number two, NVIDIA. I'm also looking to add more NVIDIA this year, guys, because I think the valuation, it's not dirt cheap or anything like that, but I think it's pretty decent. I think we're getting to a point where the forward PE is like a 35. The trailing 12-month is at like a 48.50 last I checked. I mean, I think that's pretty good considering the growth, Blackwell, the demand, right? Q4, Q1 earnings, I think are going to be very good, which will help boost the stock price. So my eyes, I'm looking at NVIDIA here, no brainer in the beginning of this year to add more to it. And I've been doing that in December, and I'm planning on doing that even more here in the new year. So number two, we have NVIDIA, the second stock for this year. Number three, it's an ETF, XLE. It's an energy ETF, which I've covered before, but this thing's really cratered recently. You guys can see XLE has come down a good chunk, which, hey, is opening up for an opportunity, in my opinion. So from $97 all the way down to $82, it got hit to. So we're talking about 15%, pretty sizable drop there. Not a bear market quite yet, but it did go into correction territory, and now we're rebounding. We're actually at $86 a share. Now we're only down 12% off the recent $98 high. So for me, guys, Trump coming in office, energy stocks for the next couple of years, it just makes sense. It makes sense for me. And I was a fan of energy stocks even before Trump won. I mean, I've owned XLE for a couple of years now, and I've added to it. I've trimmed it on and off, right? But I've always had it in my portfolio. Now I'm looking to add more to it. Now that Trump's coming in office, I've actually bought more. I bought more, I think, about a month and a half, 2 months ago. It's been a little bit since I added more. But now that it's taken a big haircut and we're starting to rebound in real time, yeah, I think this could be a nice spot to add even more dollar cost average for me. And I'm keeping XLE around like 3 to 5% of my portfolio. Nothing too crazy. I'm not all in energy stocks or anything like that, but 3 to 5%, I'm cool with that. I'm comfortable with that. That's where it's at. So IJR, I'm not in this one right now, but this is a small cap ETF, and we've covered it before here on the channel, guys. Let me know in the comments if you remember. But IJR, I actually owned this years ago, man. I owned this stock, or not the stock, this ETF, I think when it was in the 60s, 70s, and then I took a profit on it, and I haven't held it since. Sure, I think I've traded it a couple times, but yeah, IJR, guys, it looks really good on the charts. On the 3-year chart, on the 1-year chart, it looks really good. Nice dip buy opportunity on the 4-hour chart. So going back to what we said before, it's a small cap ETF. The Russell is very beaten up in the short term, down about 200 points off highs, about 10%. I think this dip will get bought up. I think the Russell will rebound. Maybe not right at the beginning of the year here, but at some point over the next couple of weeks, I think we get a rebound on the Russell, which in turn will help IJR, which again is a small cap ETF. And I'm even considering trading calls on it if I want to get even more risky, even more bullish. I might even buy some calls on IJR. That's how confident I am we will get another rally on this thing in the short term, but I didn't do it yet. I didn't pull the trigger yet on the calls, but we shall see, guys. So last but not least, and actually before we even cover this, make sure to join my free email list, guys. I have over 2,000 people I'm sending my top 3 stocks to every single Monday. that is linked right down below. Again, it's free. All you have to do is put your first name and your email address, and boom, you're locked in. That easy. So that is linked right down below, guys. Make sure to get in on that email list. And the last stock is Google, also known as Alphabet. Holy smokes, man. Gosh, I got to get over this freaking sickness. I hope it's tomorrow or the next day. I can't wait till this crap is gone. You guys know how that feels, right? But Google is not the best deal, if you will. Here we go again. Oh, man. It's not the best valuation, but it is taking a little bit of a haircut to start off the new year. We can see here we hit 202 about 2 weeks ago. Now we're down to about 190, and it looks like it's approaching the 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart here, which has us anywhere from 180 to about 183. So I think in that ballpark, we will get a rally. Buyers will come in, and ultimately, guys, you know me, I'm long Google. I own the stock. It's, another one that I own here on the list. I've owned it for years, and I think it's supposed to be well over 200. This stock is a $250 stock, no doubt in my mind. No doubt in my mind. And I think there's some not even irrational. That's not the right word. I mean, they are rational fears, with ChatGPT, competition, the government trying to break them up. These are actual, rational, legitimate fears, but I don't think they're going to kill Google by any stretch of the imagination. I think it's causing some short-term turmoil. The stock price is being suppressed right now, and ultimately, man, I think it's like a coiled spring, or that saying, you guys know that saying. I think this thing is going to rip at some point, whether it's in 2025, 2026, and I'm here for it, baby, and I'm going to be buying even more Alphabet stock. So what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button. Check out the Patreon if you want to keep up with my portfolio, what I'm doing every single week. Updates are being posted on Patreon, and do not forget to get your free stocks from Moomoo. Open up your account and deposit at least $100. You get 5 free stocks. Deposit at least $1,000. You get 10 more free stocks, and overall, for now, your uninvested cash will earn up to 8.1% APY, which, guys, come on. It's a no-brainer. You might as well do it. So use that link down below or go to StockSurfFest.com/Moomoo. And with that being said, cheers. I'll catch you guys in the next one.